Hello everyone. So it's guidance time. So are you a wounded divine feminine or are you an awakening divine feminine? So this and how do you find out if you are wounded or are you awakening? So well, that is in your response to your DM's behavior. For example, if you're being triggered, if you're being frustrated, and if you're taking things personally, then you're still in your wounded feminine phase. But whereas, so what is actually happening is you're reacting, and the reactions come from your own wounds and your past. Whereas an awakening divine feminine, we would respond to what's going on. Why is he speaking to me this way? Perhaps something is going on in his life. Well, I will accept it as it is and I will release the burden to the universe, if it's a burden at all. So that's how an awakening divine feminine responds to her divine masculine when he's not really in his awakening divine masculine phase. So when an awakening divine feminine is dealing with a wounded divine masculine, all she can do is to let go and surrender and to respond instead of react. So what a lot of divine feminines who are wounded do is that they react. They react, and what happens is that everything happens energetically. So the wounded divine feminine might say, hey, I'm not doing anything at all, I'm just frustrated. But the frustration sends energy codes because you're dealing with a combined energetic field that you share with your divine counterpart. So we have our own individual energetic fields, and together we have a combined energetic field with our divine masculine. So what actually happens is that it seeps through. So if you are reacting, you're actually creating disturbances in the frequency. But if you're responding to your DM by being in your 5D and you're not actually taking any offense or being triggered, but instead you're just surrendering it to God, then you're actually responding, and often the turnaround is quite fast. So if your DM said anything to offend you, he will come back to apologize to you. But instead, if you react energetically, then you are actually creating more a longer distance between each other, and this is what creates twin flame separation, and the separation tends to last longer when the divine feminine is in a wounded phase of reacting to everything. So it could be anything. Example, he's doing something and you don't like it, then you're creating this cord, you're creating this energetic cord of fear and pain, and that actually goes into your divine masculine's energies, and it tends to kind of shake him up, and then he gets frustrated back at you. So instead, if you respond and you be like, okay, I understand this is how it is, but I also surrender to this journey, then you're responding to the present, and often the turnaround time for it is much quicker. So the next time, think about it. Are you reacting or are you responding? Are you reacting from your wounded feminine, or are you responding from your awakening feminine? So think about it. And with that, I'll see you all again with another video. Love you all.